Hello everyone. So we are going to discuss more problems in this lecture on sinusoidal steady state analysis. So this is the first question of this lecture, and the question is: a 230 volt RMS source supplies power to two loads connected in parallel. The first load draws 10 kilowatt at 0.8 leading power factor, and the second one draws 10 kVA at 0.8 lagging power factor. So the complex power delivered by the source is, means we have to calculate the complex power delivered by the source. See, this question is asked in GATE 2014 in ECE department. So now what the question wants to say: a 230 volt RMS source supplies power to two loads, and these two loads are connected in what? Parallel. Okay, so let us take two loads and connect that two load in parallel. I'm taking two load, this is load 1 and this is load 2, and connecting these two load in parallel as the question says. So a 230 volt RMS is supplying power to these two loads, yes or no? And the reading of, or the first load draws 10 kilowatt at 0.8 leading power factor. So write down, this is drawing 10 kilowatt power at 0.8 leading power factor, and this load is drawing 10 kVA at 0.8 lagging power factor. See, since we have to calculate the complex power delivered by the source, let us first discuss about conservation of AC power before dealing with this problem, because conservation of AC power is necessary for solving this problem. So what does conservation of AC power says? See, principle of conservation of power applies to AC as well as DC circuits. We are discussing about conservation of AC पावर, मीन्स हमारी जो एसी पावर होती है वो कंजर्व्ड होती है. सो अगर हमने क्या किया, लेट अस टेक टू लोड्स ऑफ इम्पिडेंसेस Z1 and Z2. आई एम टेकिंग टू लोड ऑफ इम्पिडेंस Z1 and Z2, and first I am connecting it in parallel. Okay, so if you connect the loads of impedance Z1 and Z2 in parallel, and here it is a voltage source, let us see V, this is I, this is I1, and this is I2. So now if I will ask about the total complex power delivered by this source, what you will write? You will simply write that S is equals to VI conjugate, isn't it? So now see, I is I1 plus I2, yes or no? And if you replace this I by I1 plus I2 in this equation, what you will get? You will get simply S is equals to V of I1 plus I2 whole conjugate, or you can say, write it as VI1 conjugate plus VI2 conjugate. So what is this VI1 conjugate? The total complex power absorbed by this load, yes or no? And what is this VI2 conjugate? The total complex power absorbed by this Z2 load. So you can write that S is nothing but S1 plus S2. This is the conservation of complex power. जितनी पावर इस सोर्स से डिलीवर्ड हुई है वो सारी किस में गई है? ये दोनों लोड्स में गई है, yes or no? Now this is about the connection in parallel, means the load when these loads are connected in parallel. What about when we connect these two loads in series? Let us see. Now I am connecting these two loads in series. See, this is Z1 and Z2. Let us say the voltage drop across this load is V1 and across this load is V2, and this is V. Now in case of series, you can write that applying KVL, V is nothing but V1 plus V2, isn't it? Now if I will ask about the total complex power delivered by this source, what you will write? S into VI conjugate. Now you replace this V by V1 plus V2 I conjugate. You will get V1 I conjugate plus V2 I conjugate, isn't it? And this is what? The complex power absorbed by this load, and this is the complex power absorbed by the second load. Simply here it's also S is equals to S1 plus S2, and here is also the conservation of AC power is, conservation of complex power is taking place. So now what we can conclude? So we can conclude that whether the loads are connected in series or in parallel or in general, the total power supplied by the source, the total power supplied by the source is equals to the total power delivered to the load. Yes or no? Now what happened if we take n loads? In case of n loads, means if you take n number of loads, simply the total complex power will be the sum of all of the complex power of loads. Means this total complex power is nothing but the individual sum, means individual complex power sum of the loads. So now this means that the total complex power in the network is the sum of the complex powers of the individual component. Yes or no? See, this is also true about real power, reactive power, instantaneous power, but it does not true for apparent power. Okay, this is not for apparent power only. So that means almost all the forms of AC power are conserved, except which one? Apparent power. Instantaneous, real, reactive and complex all are conserved. So now let us come to the question. So from here we have concluded that whether the loads are connected in parallel or series, simply the total complex power is the sum of individual complex power, sum of the complex powers of the individual components. Yes or no? So from here you can write that means the total complex power delivered by the source, this source, is what? S1 plus S2, isn't it? So now our task is to find the complex power of this load and complex power of the second load. Now what we know about the complex power formula? So S1 you can write it as V RMS I RMS, let us say 1 cos of theta plus J V RMS 1 I RMS 1 sin of theta. This is what? P, and this is Q. You can also write it as P plus JQ, where P is active power and Q is reactive power. So now if I will ask you about the unit of this active power and reactive power, what you will say? So the unit of this active power is watt or kilowatt, okay, and the unit of this reactive power is var. Yes or no? And the unit of this complex power is VA or kVA. So if you will notice, the load means the power of this first load, it is given in 10 kilowatt, that is 10 kilowatt. So means this is the active power. Yes or no? So Z1 की हमें कौन सी पावर दी हुई है? एक्टिव पावर दी गई है, लेकिन हमें निकालना क्या है? कॉम्प्लेक्स पावर. सो आवर टास्क इज टू फाइंड द Q वैल्यू. सो हाउ टू फाइंड द Q वैल्यू? सी, this is the value of 10 kilowatt is the nothing but the value of V RMS into I RMS cos of theta. And one thing, here the power factor is leading, and I have told you about that. When in case of leading power factor, Q is less than 0 or negative. Why Q is less than 0 or negative? See, मैंने ये पहले भी बताया, बट आई एम जस्ट रिवाइजिंग इट. theta or power factor angle, what you know about it, that is theta v minus theta I, nothing but the phase angle difference between the voltage and current, yes or no? So here if you take the voltage angle, it is 0, and the leading means what, I is leading v by how much, theta degree, means I leads. So I की angle क्या होगी, cos inverse this 0.8, because cos theta is given as 0.8, and this will come out to be 36.86 degree. And if you put it here, you will get the value of theta in negative as 36.86 degree. And if you will put the value of theta in this, see नेगेटिव साइन का कॉस पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होता है, बिकॉज वी नो दैट कॉस ऑफ माइनस थीटा इज कॉस ऑफ थीटा, बट साइन ऑफ माइनस थीटा इज माइनस साइन ऑफ थीटा, सो क्यू विल गेट नेगेटिव. Simply you can calculate Q by two methods. Either you apply a triangular method, power triangle method. In power triangle method, what to know, this is Q, this is P, and this is S. So tan theta is Q by P. So Q is P tan theta, isn't it? You know the value of theta, put it here and find the value of Q. And also here the value of V RMS I RMS cos theta is given. Find out the value of V RMS I RMS from here. From here V RMS I RMS value is 10 by cos theta or 10 by 0.8, isn't it? Now put this value in this equation. You already know the value of theta, and sin 36.86 degree is nothing but 0.6. ये जनरली क्वेश्चन में यही पावर फैक्टर देता है, इसीलिए आप लोग को ये याद रखना कि cos ऑफ 36.86 डिग्री इज 0.8 and sin of 36.86 degree is 0.6. So if you'll put this value here, you will get, this is the P is 10 and this is J. 10 by cos of theta is 0.8 into 0.6. You will get, and this is negative now, so this is 10 minus 7.5 J. So you are getting the value of S1 as 10 minus 7.5 J. Now second task is to find the value of S2. Just see, in case of S2, V RMS I RMS cos of theta plus J V RMS I RMS sin of theta. But here see, the power is given in kVA, means we have the value of V RMS and I RMS already given as 10. Yes or no? So directly put the value of V RMS I RMS here, and you know the value of power factor, that is cos theta is 0.8, and this is lagging. So in case of lagging, Q is greater than 0. Simply put the value as 10 into 0.8 plus J of 10 into 0.6. So you will get the answer as 8 plus 6J S2, and overall S will be S1 plus S2, that is 10 minus 7.5J plus 8 plus 6J, and this is equals to how much, 18 minus 1.5J. So this is our total complex power delivered by the source. Okay, see, you can do this question by another method also. How? अगर मानो यहाँ से मैंने I यहाँ माना, चलो इसने I करंट प्रोवाइड की सोर्स ने, this is I1 and this is I2. If you calculate the value of I, means see, S is what, VI conjugate, and I is I1 plus I2, isn't it? So calculate simply the value of I1 and I2 and put it here, and you will get the value of complex power. I1 कैसे आप निकालोगे, देखो V RMS I RMS cos थीटा की वैल्यू दी हुई थी, this is I1, sorry P, so I RMS 1 will be, or I1 will be what, P1 is 10 divided by 230 into 0.8 angle आप कंसीडर करना है यहाँ पे एंगल के साथ, सो दिस विल बी समथिंग। एंड IRMS2, देखो सिंपली VRMS IRMS की वैल्यू 10 दी गई थी, तो IRMS2 10/230 हो जाता। एंड यहाँ पे आप उसका कॉन्जुगेट लेके पुट करते हो और सिंपली वैल्यू कैलकुलेट कर लेते हैं। सो आई एम गिविंग यू सम ट्रिक फॉर कन्वर्टिंग KVA इंटू किलोवाट और किलोवाट इंटू KVA। जनरली ये KVA इंटू किलोवाट कन्वर्सन क्वेश्चन में पूछते हैं, तो आप सिंपल सा एक ट्रिक याद रखना, दैट KVA इंटू पावर फैक्टर इज इक्वल्स टू किलोवाट। ओके, सो ये आप याद रखना। मीन्स अगर आपको किलोवाट में चेंज करना है KVA से, तो डायरेक्टली पावर फैक्टर से मल्टीप्लाई कर दो, और अगर किलोवाट को चेंज करना है KVA में, तो उसे क्या करो आप पावर फैक्टर से डिवाइड कर दो। ओके, नाउ दिस इज अबाउट this question. Now let us take another question. This is our next question. The question is, a 0.2 Henry inductor carries an AC current of 0.5 ampere peak at 60 Hz. A capacitor is to be connected in parallel with the inductor such that it reduces the magnitude of the current in the inductor to 0.3 ampere. Assuming that the total current supplied to the network does not change after adding the capacitor, what values of capacitance will be required in microfarad? So, first statement is a 0.2 Henry inductor carries an AC current of 0.5 ampere at 60 Hz. देखो, so this is an inductor of 0.2 Henry and it carries a current of 0.5 ampere peak. Yes or no? At what? At 60 Hz. So this is the initial condition before adding the capacitor. So in this case means the source current will be what? This is, or the total current supplied to the network is what? 0.5 ampere, isn't it? सिंस एक ही यहाँ पे लोड है हमारे पास इंडक्टर, तो ये टोटल करंट यही लेके इसी में आ रही है. सो टोटल करंट सप्लाइड टू द नेटवर्क इज व्हाट 0.5 एम्पियर. नाउ लेट अस कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू ऑफ एक्सएल. सो एक्सएल विल बी 2 पाई FL एंड फ्रीक्वेंसी इज व्हाट, सिंस ओमेगा एल, एक्सएल की वैल्यू क्या होती है, ओमेगा एल होती है और हमें ओमेगा दी हुई नहीं है लेकिन फ्रीक्वेंसी पता है. सो वी विल कैलकुलेट द एक्सएल फ्रॉम हियर, दैट इज 2 into pi, frequency is what 60 into 0.2 Henry. So this will be 24 pi ohm. Okay, so this is the value of XL. Now after adding capacitor means सेकेंड में हमने क्या करा है दूसरे स्टेज में कि वी आर कनेक्टेड अ कैपेसिटर इन पैरेलल विद द इंडक्टर. सो हमने क्या किया, इंडक्टर के साथ एक पैरेलली कैपेसिटर कनेक्ट कर दिया. सो इस टाइम पे क्या हुआ, दिस कैपेसिटर रिड्यूसेस द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ करंट इन 3 एम्पियर. मीन्स नाउ द करंट फ्लोइंग थ्रू दिस इंडक्टर विल बी हाउ मच 0.3 एम्पियर. एंड also it is saying that the total current supplied to the network does not change. means यहाँ से कितनी करंट हमारे पास आ रही है 0.5 एम्पियर. this current doesn't change. अब हमें हमारी सेकेंड टास्क क्या है, टू कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू ऑफ IC फॉर फाइंडिंग द कैपेसिटेंस ऑफ XC, isn't it? सो हाउ टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ IC. देखो यहाँ पे बच्चे दो टाइप की गलतियां करते हैं. एक तो वो क्या करेंगे डायरेक्ट यहाँ पे जैसे हम DC में अप्लाई करते हैं वैसे क्या करेंगे 0.5 इज इक्वल्स टू 0.3 प्लस IC करेंगे और IC की वैल्यू 0.2 एम्पियर कैलकुलेट करेंगे. बट दिस इज रॉन्ग बिकॉज दिस इज AC सर्किट और यहाँ पे हम लोग फेजर अप्लाई करेंगे. तो कुछ बच्चे ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं 0.3 स्क्वायर प्लस IC स्क्वायर करते हैं. दिस इज ऑल्सो रॉन्ग. तो अब हम यहाँ करेंगे कैसे, देखो मैंने जब पैरेलल RLC का केस बताया था, पैरेलल RLC के केस में हमारी I की वैल्यू क्या निकल के आई थी, अगर आपको याद हो तो IR स्क्वायर प्लस IC माइनस IL स्क्वायर, ये निकल के आई थी, isn't it? यहाँ पे क्या आई आर की वैल्यू 0 है, तो यहाँ से देखो अगर आप आई की वैल्यू निकालोगे तो क्या होगा, आई सी माइनस आई एल स्क्वायर। और अगर आप देखोगे इस केस में फेजर सम कैसे होगा, I is equal to, since this is in parallel, so JIC minus of JIL. So if you put common the J term, this will be JIC minus IL, and magnitude I will be root over IC minus IL square is nothing but I is equals to IC minus IL. This is the right approach. So from here, if you calculate the value of IC, you will get I plus IL, and this is 0.8 ampere. Now you have already calculated the value of IC. What is your next task? To find the value of the capacitance value, that is C. Yes or no? So for finding C, we know that V is equals to IC into XC, and this V means the voltage across capacitor is nothing but the voltage across the inductor, because these two are connected in parallel, and we know the value of XL, so we can simply calculate the value of this voltage. Yes or no? So this voltage will be what? Simply I into XL, means IL into XL is equals to IC into XC. IL, the value of IL is what? 0.3 into 24 pi is equals to IC is what? 0.8, and XC is 1 by omega C, isn't it? So now put the value of omega, and C will be 0.8 divided by 0.3 into 24 pi into 60 into 2 pi, and if you calculate the value of this, you will get the capacitance value as 93.8 microfarad. ओके, सो देखो आप ऐसे क्वेश्चंस प्लॉट होते हैं, ये भी काफ़ी, ये क्वेश्चंस में कुछ था नहीं, बस सिंपल सा कैलकुलेशन था, बट इसमें भी मिस्टेक्स होने के चांसेस बहुत ज़्यादा होते हैं. सो दैट्स इट फॉर द वीडियो. थैंक यू.